Hi there, we are making a hat, the basic cap from the Bernat Yarn website. It is a free pattern. If you go to www.bernat.com and do a search for the ebook called Masterpiece, you'll find this pattern in that ebook. There are several other patterns there as well, and they all use Bernat mosaic yarn, which stripes and makes beautiful color transitions. The color I'm using is called Waterfall. It has black and green and grayish, blue, black, all mixed in together. I like it. Very rustic looking. And so far I have finished all the ribbing and all the hat. I've done all the decreasing at the top. And now my hat is starting to get to be too tight on my circular needles. So it's impossible for me to work anymore in the round on circular. So I'm switching to DPNs now. Some people like to do the magic loop method and use a long circular, but I enjoy using DPNs. I have no problem using them. So now I have finished everything through here on shaping the top. I've done all these rounds except for the last one, number 11, but I still need to just do a straight knit row, because if you'll notice up here for the shaping it says second and alternate rounds knit. So what you do is you do round 1 and then round 2, round 3 then 2, 5 then 2, 7 then 2, 9 then 2, and 11 then 2. So I just finished round 9, and now my stitches are too tight on this circular needle. So I'm going to transfer it over to DPNs now. And I think, let me see here, I've got 24 stitches on the needles right now. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. So I'm going to put 8 stitches on each needle. So I'm just knitting because I'm on the knitting round. So I'm going to knit 8 stitches onto the first DPN. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, 8. There. Now I'll get a different DPN, and I'll do 8 more on this one. So I start to pull it loose off of that circular. Didn't mean to knock you over. I'm always doing that, aren't I? You poor person, you get tossed around all the time. So now I need to knit 8 more stitches. It's hard to reach around this camera to knit, especially when you're working on a tight section like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'll have 8 left over now for the last DPN. Yeah. There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. Now I have 8 stitches on each of those 3 DPNs, and I don't need my circular anymore. I'll set it aside. And here's where I need to just start paying attention to my stitches, because I don't have a marker on here. Some people like to put a marker after the first stitch, but I don't think it's necessary because I only have a couple rows left here. So the 11th round is where I am now. So I have my stitches all arranged on 3 needles. So I need to get another DPN and use it to stitch with. For this one I'll knit 2 together. And then it says knit 0 or knit 2. If you're doing the ladies style, you'll knit 0. And knit 0 means you do nothing. And then I slip, slip, knit. Slip, slip. And then knit those together. And then I knit 2 together again. Don't fall. Hang on. This tight work is hard to video. Knit 2 together. Slip, slip. Knit. So that's what I'm going to be doing on each one of these needles. So then you see it reduces it down from 8 to just 4 on each of my DPNs. So I'm going to do that all the way around. And then after that I'll be finished. I'll be ready to break my yarn. So let's go ahead and finish this. Because after this, the only other instruction left would have been for the men's size, but I'm not doing the men's size. I'm doing the ladies' size. So hang in there. Try not to fall down. Knit 2 together. Slip, slip, knit, knit 2 together. It's hard here at the end because it's so tight. Hang on. I have to move you down a little bit there. Knit 2 together. Slip, slip. There. I'm starting to knit too tight. I start doing this when I get to the top of a hat. I don't know why, but I start knitting tight. Everybody has their little things they do. And this is what I do. I knit tight at the top of a hat. I don't know why, but I do. There. Good. Time for the last needle. Hip hip hooray. And this is actually the very last stitches. We're almost finished with our hat. I can't believe it. I'm gonna miss you. But we'll have more projects to do together on the Bernat Forum, so we'll just get started with something else. There we go. Slip, slip, knit. Knit 2 together. And slip, slip, knit. Slip. Slip. Yeah, the last stitch is always the tightest on my projects. There's that one. Ah, yes, I did it. I did it. It's really tight though. I'm bad. There's that last one. Pull it through. Yay! Can't believe it. We're done. Woohoo! So now all we do is break the yarn and leave a long end. I wonder if I need to leave a long end. I don't need a long end. All I'm going to have to do is pull it through those few stitches. I'm not going to leave it too long. I'll leave it just long enough. Let me come over here because I don't have my scissors. I was not prepared this time. I'm a bad girl. Bad. Here I come. I'm just going across the room. There's my scissors. Now I can break the yarn. Now I just have a little bit of that Bernat mosaic left over. Not much at all, but it did only take 1 ball. And it would take 1 ball if you made a men's size or a slouchy hat. So we're in good shape. So now I need a yarn needle. I don't think I have one of those either. Man, I'm dropping the ball this time. I should be fired. Let me go get a needle. I had to go to a different room this time. I have crafts all over the house. Every room in my house has crafts in it, except for the kitchen. Now, here's where we run the yarn through. So, to run the yarns through, be sure to start at the next needle. Don't go back the other way, because that could make the yarn get too loose at the top. So, run it through the first 4 stitches here. Pull it through. Done with that needle. So we only needed the DPNs for 1 round, or 2 rounds. We did 1 round of knitting. I probably could have done them starting the row before. But that's alright. There we go, last 4 stitches. Awesome. Pull that through, and we're done. Now all we have to do is secure this at the top, and the way I do that, because it says draw in tightly through and fasten securely, so I like to bring it across like this and tie it like that. It just feels more secure like that to me, so I don't have an open hole at the top. And then I run the yarn right through the center of that hole into the inside of the hat. Pull that in. There we go. Then I turn my hat inside out, and I can weave in my ends. So I just find a spot here. When I weave in my ends, I try not to go around the hat, because as you wear the hat, you stretch it and those things come loose. So I make it go straight down, and that way if the hat gets stretched out, the woven ends don't get loosened up. So you just run it through some stitches. Just make sure you're not going through to the other side, because you don't want these stitches to stand out on the other side. And you pull that through, and then I turn it this way, and I skip the first stitch that I just hooked onto right there. I pass that one to help secure it, and I can weave in back the other way, and I pick up different spots on the way back, just like that. That, and that way it's secure. So you don't pull it too tight, because if you pull it too tight, it'll pucker the fabric, and then you can cut it. So it doesn't take a whole lot of yarn to weave in ends. Yay! The hat is finished. Isn't it beautiful? Now we have a hat. It's a nice hat. I like those colors. I still have one end I need to weave in, but I'll do that myself later. But there's our hat, and we can make a pom-pom and put it on top if we want. I don't think I want a pom-pom though. I like it just like that. So that's how to make a hat. I hope you enjoyed making yours, because I enjoyed making mine. See you soon in the Bernat Forum. Bye.